Students at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida are returning to class for a new school year. The Florida school has had significant security upgrades since last year when a shooting left 17 people dead. But some are criticizing the superintendent for not doing enough to protect students at Stoneman Douglas and surrounding schools. Anne-Marie Green joins me now from Parkland, Florida. So, Anne-Marie, you've been with the superintendent of the schools in the Parkland, Florida area. What has the mood on the ground been like this morning?
You know, it's definitely back to school here at Marjorie Stoneman High School, but it is not back to business as usual. Students coming in will find counselors, they'll find therapy dogs, there are group counseling sessions available, but the security measures are greatly stepped up. There's a huge 12-foot fence around the building where the shooting took place, but there are also additional fences funneling visitors into one point of access. They can only go through one door. Students will find that they are getting their bags searched when they enter. There are a number of security cameras in place. Staff and students have to have access passes. Students have to have an ID on them. And there are also a number of new officers, 3 resource officers and 15 district security guards. So the environment at the school, for many reasons, is going to be radically different than it was the first day of school last year, Don.
Well, there are some in the area that are upset with how the superintendent and the school board has handled things since the Parkland school shooting. Tell us about that.
There is still a ton of frustration. And I think, you know, this is what happens, Don, when you have a school district that's at the center of a raging national debate about school security, about gun control. You know, politicians can pass laws, but at the end of the day, implementation is a challenge. It was promised here at Marjorie Stoneman High School there were going to be metal detectors. That's not in place yet. Across Broward County, the implementation of a school guardian program that would see trained individuals in schools, trained security guards. They would be armed, not police officers. They haven't been able to pull that off. Their first graduating class just graduated, only 10 students in that class. You know, there was also sort of an outside investigation that the school district launched. They scrapped that investigation, and that really enraged a number of parents. There's a lot of pressure to clean out the school board completely, and a lot of pressure on Robert Runcie, the superintendent of the school district. When I spoke to him this morning, he was in a good mood. He said he had a good night's sleep, but he talked about not wanting politics to get it to slow progress, and that people need to understand that, you know, even though the state passed a law making it mandatory for some of these guardians to be in these schools, you got to find the money. You got to take time to train them, and the school district has to ante up the money for this, and it's not that easy. We're going to be talking to him a little bit later, but we're also going to be talking to a couple of parents who are trying to unseat some board members and get on the board themselves, and we're going to talk to him about the pressure that he's facing to get it right, because you really cannot screw up. The nation is watching.
Is overhauling the school board some of the things that the students and parents want to see get done?
They do. Most of the school board is actually up now. Their term is up, and they're facing sort of a re-election. And so there are a number of very vocal parents. Some of them lost children who in the massacre. So some of them don't even have children going to Marjorie Stoneman High School, but they really feel the need to become more proactive. You know, Don, a lot of people who were here during that time have taken up different mantles, different ways of trying to make sure that a massacre like this doesn't happen again. But there's a core group of very outspoken parents that are focusing on the school district and the school board, and they want to take it over.
All right, Anne-Marie, thank you.